Should be good now. Hello.
What's poppin'?
Let's get it poppin'.
Pop.
No, sorry. Once again, association. My brain heard poppin', and my immediately, for some reason, because I'm in game mode, I pictured fucking Ophestio with Mary Poppins.
You're my soda pop, my little soda pop, pop.
Good. Excellent.
That's fine. That's what I'm there for.
I still need to watch that too.
It's frustratingly good.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things. Just finding the time.
It would have. I am one of those people who thinks that the story would have benefited from if it was like a TV show. Because there's definitely a lot of stuff that they were like, oh yeah, we can do this, and then they're like, we don't have time for this in a movie.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well then.
Yeah.
Are we... Since I don't want to keep us with dead air, are we good to go around the horn?
I'm down for that.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I guess I'll start us off. Hey everyone. You can find me all over the internet at TixDixel. Been posting, actually unironically, some art. Been posting a lot of things. There's been a lot of things going on. Check out my Blue Sky, my Tumblr, if you want to see any of that. Let's see here, Monday. So tomorrow, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, we're back at it again with Deltarune at Leah's channel.
Should be dealing some nuts as far as I know. Hell
yeah. And then Friday, we've got some more... we've got some more Cazador's Guide to the Cosmos. We're back with that over at Distortion Devil's channel. And then Vaughn, correct me if I'm wrong, we're back with No Love War Extra this week, right?
We should be, yes. Okay,
cool. And then that's on Saturday. So if you're interested in any of those things, feel free to stop by, check it out. Otherwise, there's a lot of really amazing people in this call right now, and I am going to dribble the talking skull to... I'm just going to go at the top of the list. Leah.
Hi. I am here every other Sunday. I'm on my channel on Mondays. I'm figuring out some other stuff during the week. But for now, those are the places you can find me besides at Distortion Devil's channel for Cazador's Guide to the Cosmos, which is a game I run on Fridays. So if you like the way I roleplay, if you like the way I act, then you may like the way I read. So check that out there if that's something you're interested in. Otherwise, go and follow these people's cool materials like the lovely Kaz. Here you go.
Hi, I'm Kaz. I am not up to nearly as much as these people are because I do not stream, but you can find me at Instagram and Blue Sky at either Catastrophe Cause for cosplay stuff or Sarcastic Vision for art stuff. I am kind of deep in the trenches of both. Yeah, that's about it. Let's go Skelly.
Hi everybody, what's up? It's me, Skelly Alpha. I can be found at Twitch and Blue Sky under the same names. We're getting back into a normal schedule next week. So it's going to be a lot of blocky survival types, vintage story mostly, some Minecraft as well. Probably going to be gushing about Hytale's final coming out of release after 10 years. On Thursday, we'll be doing Paper Mario and the Cosmic Caper, a D&D setting set in the Paper Mario universe. And this Wednesday is going to be what I'm going to hope to start doing the first of work take streams, which are going to be us all getting together. And if you attend, you can either vibe or you can work on projects with me. The goal of this Wednesday is working more on incorporating the West March lore that I run into Obsidian. So we're going to be pecking at that some more. But yeah, that's really it for me. I'll pass it over to Zan.
Hello, that's me. Do you like TTRPG content? I bet you do if you're here. Well, I'm in a lot of it. And the stream schedule is relatively going to be normalizing since the holiday is at least intermittently not upon us. You can catch whatever I'm doing because I post everything that I'm doing over my Blue Sky. It's Animal Scrim. That is me. So I will lastly hit the alley-oop, throwing it towards Burnout Vaughn.
Why, thank you. Hi, you've already found me here at twitch.tv/BurnoutVaughn. You can find me on Blue Sky and YouTube at Burnout Vaughn, over on Patreon, Burnout's Bar. Yeah, not a lot going on this week, but we are getting more stable. So we are returning, hopefully, back to more Deadly Premonitions as me and Robot go through our Rainy Woods run. Man, the game really hates us with loading, but we have managed to survive meeting everyone in the town and going to the town's only the town's art gallery, which is strange considering they're an isolated town in the middle of Washington, but hey. That being said, we also don't know why everyone finds Francis York Morgan so attractive despite him being a horrifying golem creature. So that's what we're probably going to be dealing with next time. But aside from that, then also following up on Saturday, we do have more No Love War Extra where we should be starting our playthrough of Dispatch. So yeah, if you want to watch us deal with superhero problems, why don't you come on by? But with that all out of the way, it's time for us to play our lovely theme song so we can let this go.
Oh, well, as long as you're not completely broken, that's probably
Yeah, that's only a matter of time, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know since it's been cold, everything's been acting up so bad, and I'm like, cool, great.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a thing. Even where I'm at, we went from, oh, would you like 80-degree days to, hello, it is 40. And it has been a consistent 40 for the past week. And I know my bones are very upset about it. I don't know if the rest of y'all have achy joints in the cold, but mine sure ache when it's cold.
Yeah.
My back especially hates it.
I have EDS, so I feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My body is in pain constantly. Oh, hi, Vaughn.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Yay!
Over here.
Listen, given the average age of people following this channel, yeah, everyone can feel the pain of bones and joints hurting in this time of year.
Everyone in chat snotters.
I've got pain inside my bones. Yeah, my bones are all in pain. Bones are all in pain.
Everyone collectively in call and in chat does a big stretch and everything just.
Well, I actually forgot that I put this on the soundboard, so it's actually appropriate.
I can feel all of my bones, and all of them scream.
Yeah.
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 Put the bones, Robert.
Bones.
All right. Speaking of bones, would anyone be interested in doing a recap from last time we had a session?
If no one else wants to volunteer, I will happily do it. Otherwise, I will give someone else the opportunity.
I can do it.
Go for it.
Okay, so last session. First of all of our the strays that sing along with Clem, uh, basically recollected themselves on the ship and realized that if we are dealing with a ghost ship that's been brought to us by the mists, it's probably for an important reason, and we should probably take a look at it. So, having then regirded ourselves, we got back on the lifeboat and rowed ourselves over, where we slowly but surely started investigating it, from the strange mysteries of why the deck is covered in a layer of salt that's not akin to like typical ocean-faring salt, to going down into the hull of the ship and finding that a lot of things were strangely out of place or broken, yet there was a strange amount of agricultural and horticultural supplies around, specifically regarding poison. A lot of poison. And then we started dealing with a will-o-wisp that was surprisingly conversational when given the option due to Clem making use of some of that salt. Actually, no, they used, I believe, a crushed bit of a jar we found. But yes, through a interesting seance and many eclectic questions, we were able to discover that the will-o-wisp was a poisoner that once worked upon this ship, and it led us to find out that part of the, I believe it is the rot that's going on, is attributed to a poison that was created by this poisoner from a passage in their journal that has been since ripped out and taken off the ship. And the salt was there to imprison the poisoner so that they could not escape the ship and let anyone know. I think that's most of it.
There is a little bit more. Whether or not you guys want to include that, that is up to you.
The only other thing Oh, go ahead.
No, go for it.
I was going to say, the only other thing I know is that Leah made a trade with the ghost, giving them one of the interesting flowers they discovered when we were back on the other shore. And in return, they took the poisoner's kit's briefcase full of poisons, antidotes, and their notes to further look through.
Some clarification. They were not poisons, they were specimens.
Ah.
Yeah, a bunch of little like creatures and things like, and like pieces of creatures like were in there.
Taxidermied bugs, samples of herbs, of fungi, things like that. Yeah, it wasn't actual. You didn't take any of the. I think there was one that you considered pocketing, but I don't actually remember if you did pocket it from the other room. But it's I think you were just looking at the antidote. If you took any at all, but you, if I remember correctly, no one actually took any of the poisons. And a lot of you found a health potion, but it was dubious because you realized that you didn't know how old it was, and therefore didn't know if it was still effective.
Yeah, I have. Well, I did actually grab a serpent venom. I have a dubious.
You did. Got it.
Yeah, it was just labeled serpent venom. Then I have scratched out note antidotes. Then I have question marks potion of healing. Are the things that I have on me besides the briefcase specimens.
Okay, I must have misread it in my notes that I knew that you had discovered it, quote unquote. I didn't have that you had taken it. Good to know. There was one other detail that to me feels important to recap, just for your thinking for how to move forward with this session. And that is the fact that you did discover / establish that will-o-wisp was seemed to not be able to go onto the deck of the ship, and B, that there was more than just the one aboard.
Right.
Yes.
Lena deduced the idea that two of them might be in those lanterns up there.
With that, Vaughn and Skelly, pick do you already have inspiration?
Yes.
Ye.
Go ahead and for just this session, pick one skill, and for the rest of the session, you have either proficiency or expertise in it.
Animal
Fabulous.
handling.
You
What
both
was it,
spoke
Dan?
at once.
Animal handling.
Animal.
Okay.
Telling you, it's gonna come clutch.
Zane, you keep joking about it, but I make you use animal handling fairly regularly in my
Out of
games.
spite.
No, here's the funny thing. I just use animal handling in my games, and you mentioned that, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be funny.
Name an animal.
Crocodile, the first one that I actually threw you up against with an animal handling check in the Netherdeep game.
Very well.
I will choose temporarily investigation.
Okay.
Because I have a -1 in it, so.
And I'll move my Arcana from proficiency to expertise for the session.
Okay, sounds good. Alrighty. Shall we resume our time on the ship, my friends?
Yes.
Ye.
The great philosopher poet said, let's make the most of the night. We're gonna die young.
Oh, no promises there. So, with a briefcase in hand, a couple of books in hand, you planted the spider lily into the pot with the other plants. And the wisp, still with you, by the way, blinks at all four of you in the room twice. We ended with the realization kicking in, or the discussion, I should say, of the origins of whatever blight is plaguing Cardicus. And of course, the discussion about the things missing. If you remember, there were 2 samples missing from the briefcase full of specimens. We open, and I ask, for the 4 of you inside this room, is there anything else you wish to do at this moment in time in this room?
I'm good.
Yeah, if there's not anything else on the table that we haven't looked at already.
Clem. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Cass.
Oh, you're good.
Just thought you were finishing a sentence. My apologies.
I think they did.
I did. Yeah.
I will have Clem, if that is all right. I'm gonna have them not like wait for everyone to leave, but they would start kind of moving tables away from walls and seeing if there are like any false panels on the floor, on the wall, anything like that. And they're just kind of like knocking the knuckles on it to test things. They're not like the most investigative. This is more of like a thoroughness check than anything else. They're not like expecting to find anything, but poisoners, secrets, they're like, yeah, maybe something's hidden.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Oh, I think I might have gotten on the wrong roll 20. Can you give my character me access to my character sheet?
Yeah.
Thank you. My apologies.
You're okay. There are certainly worse things. that work?
Yeah, that seemed to work.
Okay. And I'll do the same thing with Omen as well.
Dankeschön. That is a 13. Oh, that's an insight, but it would be a 14 unless you want me to reroll.
I feel like my response to that in good humor is to go ahead and re-roll the investigation, but you'll see why in a second. I'm gonna do something hee funny here.
5.
Cool. This actually works really well. So you're sort of knocking about, not sure you're gonna find anything. Noticing that there's quite a bit of age to these panels. You can even see a little bit of the room directly below you. To turn what was an oopsie into a meaningful moment, you notice that the wisp, as you approach the stairwell, actually comes over to where you are and blinks twice as if giving you an affirmative. Like it seems to pick up on what you're doing, and it blinks twice as an affirmative.
As an affirmative, like I am checking in the right spot, or as an
Yep.
affirmative, like okay, I'm going to start prying up the boards on the actual stairwell.
Sure. So interestingly, you find under the second stair, like as you're kind of looking about, now that it's been made aware to you, you actually see how like it's very difficult to miss. A square has been cut out of the panel and like carefully, almost like a thieves trap, you know, like a hidden box has been re-screwed into the stair. As you lift it up, you do in fact find a little box physically inside the stair.
Everyone, I think there's a little box here. I found a box in a box. I hold it out towards you.
Lena would tuck the briefcase under an arm and would come over and look at it. Huh, that was hidden. Does it have any sort of like locking mechanism or anything on it, like a latch or?
It looks like it was nailed shut from the outside. Like one of those like fine nails, so they're not super big. Just enough to keep all sides sort of closed.
Does
And
it
you
look
get-
like for transportation's sake or for like sealing it?
It looks like it's for sealing it.
Not quite sure what could be inside.
I mean, we could certainly attempt to pry it apart. There might be some tools over on that tool bench. I have a couple little odds and ends for opening things on me as well that could work.
I mean, if we just wish to open it, I'm fairly certain I can fit a fingernail under these boards. They're not particularly well held together, just enough to keep it shut.
This is going to sound like a very inconspicuous question. Do either of you shake the box?
Currently, it's in Lena's hands, so.
Not currently shook.
Okay.
I would say she might have there's no deliberate shaking to it, but she probably would have maneuvered, you know how you manipulate something in your hand, look back and forth, maybe tilt it up and down, to look around it.
Yes. I'm looking for a deliberate, the way that you would a Christmas gift.
Nah, she wouldn't have done that.
Cool. Good to know.
She would hold it back out to you, Clem, and say, "Opening it might be a good idea."
Very well. I will give it my best attempt. And I'm just gonna try to fit some... I'm not gonna shake it, but I will be turning it over to look for if there's like a panel or a side that's like easier to take off. So it will be turned upside down. Like I'm not being violent with it, but it's also not the most gentle. It's just
Yeah,
kind of
you
turning it
hear
upside.
a
You know
like
what I mean?
a solid thunk from the inside when you do that. I am just for the sake of things, using your base strength stat. I'm already going to tell you that you succeed. Um, it's one of the. This is one of those things of like you find a way to pry it open. You pry it open. The only way you would really quote unquote fail is if you have a negative strength stat in this case. Um, so you just pop it open. There is a brass key inside.
Oh, it's a key.
Key.
Of some kind. Seems to be bronze, perhaps brass. I'm not familiar with metallurgy.
And it kind of begins to think. It's like, did we come across something locked in here?
Not that I can recall immediately. Perhaps we'll find something else on the ship it could go to. There is the lower decks that we have yet to inspect.
Hmm. Could be something there. Good find, Clem. Hopefully that will come in handy.
Yes, hopefully, but if not, then you can throw it on a leather cord and wear it as a necklace. I think some people like wearing keys. It's, what's the term? Aesthetic.
Ah, a fashion statement with a locking implement. Hmm. And she would like rub her chin for a moment.
You'd be surprised how often, at least in Skald, how often mundane objects can be used as accessories.
Hmm. Clem has given her room to think about like improving her look.
I will also use this as an opportunity to remind you that last session, you, if I remember correctly, Lena, heard something lock on the ship. But you couldn't
I
determine where it was.
did. That's right. Lena had gotten lost in the sauce, literally looking at all the potions. She forgot about it for a moment. Now that this key comes to mind, I do remember still on the top deck, I heard something lock somewhere on this ship. I originally thought it might have been one of these rooms, but I don't think either of these were locked. Hmm. She kind of frowns a little bit, looking toward the entrance to the lower decks.
Well, there's no use in simply standing around here. Let's be on our way. And I'm curious what the others have been up to. Well, because I think it's probably taken a little bit of time for Clem to like
Yes.
investigate and knock on wood and talk to Lena. So if others want to do things, I think now would be the time.
Yeah, I'm gonna go around actually and start with Razvan. What have you been doing this entire time?
Rosvan's been taking a cautious and weathered eye, knowing that there could be more creatures about, especially kind of keeping and monitoring the stairs. But he's also pulling out a small notebook and writing down what he sees.
When you say what you see, are you talking just in general, or are you making specific notes of what has transpired, what is different, what has happened thus far?
That's a fair question. I think it's more Rosvan's kind of writing down the vibes of the place so that he can try to
Roll me an
better understand what's going on for him.
roll me an insight check. You don't
19.
roll dice. Oh, 19 both sides. Okay. You get the sense that the overarching vibe, at least on this specific deck, right, has turned from one of tension to one almost of intrigue and welcome. The upper deck, you get the sense, even from just like if you went, crawled up the ladder a little bit, kind of looked about, the upper deck still cloaked in fog has this eerie tension about it, as if the ship itself, at least on its exterior, is almost frozen in this moment, waiting. Like it's like the ship itself and all of its, shall we say, spiritual inhabitants are waiting. That sense of waiting, though, at least as far as you can feel on the second deck, has changed from a eager anticipation, right? Instead of it being this tense apprehension, it's almost like you've clearly gained the favor of the spirit who dwells specifically on this deck. And they're now trying to get you, I mean, this seems very blunt, but they have been trying to get you to uncover things about them. And they are clearly trying to get you to see as much as they are capable of showing. Right? You clearly have gone from an air of hostility to one of only partial welcome. And you do get the sense on this insight check that you don't think that feeling is going to be universal, even as you explore further between the cremated body parts that you saw last session, the general state of this place being, of course, cloaked on the top deck with salt, to almost, like there is something about the fact that the person that you found, if you would call them, is also a poisoner, right? Person who makes poison. There is something very, for lack of a better word, something that would bring you pause. Like, this is the person who is helping you. Who else might be aboard? What else might be aboard? What do you not know? And to reiterate what I said, you do get the sense that air of welcome is from this one specific will-o-wisp, but you aren't sure you're going to find that same atmosphere the more you explore.
All right. And does it appear from our current investigations that Rosvan has found any way below the deck that we're currently on?
Him, no. However, and this I will just affirm for the other four folks in the room, Rosvan has not. You've only found the way up, right? You have been in this main storage area. You've been in that kitchen area. You've been above deck. You can only see the ladder going up and the 2 doors. The rest of you in the other room, in this mini laboratory, that staircase that you see definitively goes down. It is a staircase downward to the lower deck. Is there anything else Razvan has been doing at this moment, knowing that and knowing what you have garnered from just reading the air?
I don't think so. I think he would just be kind of monitoring and waiting.
Okay.
It appeared it's all clear from this room. I hope things are going better over there.
The 4 of you hear that.
Has Razvan been in this room yet? Or
He has
have you
not.
stayed on the outside? He has not. In which case, Clem would call from the other side. Razvan, there are stairs in here heading downwards. That may be the next place we explore.
He will move in.
You now get to see the mini laboratory that they explored last session with the table, the potions. You see that Lena has a briefcase that has a lot of wear in her hand. You see Clem is holding some sort of open wooden box alongside a brass key. Branson, last I checked, was investigating and experimenting with this sort of round spherical mechanism that has a lot of just like metal rings around it. And it seems, as you watch him, seems to be able to rotate in some way. And last I checked, correct me if I'm wrong, Ephestrial was over with the plant, kind of looking at it. It is a live, to clarify, it is a live plant. It seems to be alive and healthy. And last session, Clem put a spider lily in its pot right next to it.
Yeah, it was one of the spider lilies acquired from the one grave site that we had found when we fought the cult.
Correct. Speaking of, Branson, what have you been doing?
Branson would mostly just be, again, like you said, investigating the mechanism while keeping an eye out for if anyone needs him for anything. Like, again, once he saw Festial didn't need any help, like opening the box, he kind of just went back to looking at the mechanism and just keeping his head open for if anyone needs help.
And Festial, what are you doing?
He's probably been flipping through this poison and antidote recipe book.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me, just for the sake of it, a nature check.
Okay. It's 17.
So, I think I mentioned this last time, that there are a lot of mentions of creatures and specimens that you don't recognize, names. And to be clear, with your background as well, you know, once we start getting really sciencey in terms of like, oh, this is this species and that is that species, and we get into super technical names, you start to find yourself going, this is over my head, but you're saving grace. There are a lot of creatures that you do recognize in the artistic notes of certain things. You see drawings and diagrams alongside the recipes, like notes of clarification. And on a 17, you start to realize that while you yourself may not have the knowledge to be able to decipher a lot of what you're looking at, you do get the sense that if you were to perhaps, talk to somebody who had more of that, shall we say, sciency book study sort of knowledge, you might actually be able to figure out whether or not some of these recipes are feasible in Cardicus, and if not, you might be able to figure out what a substitute might look like if you're willing to take that sort of risk.
Okay. Yeah, I guess besides that and kind of silently contemplating to himself, he'll put the book into his pocket, for now and turn around, kind of peering downstairs to see if, everyone's ready to move forward.
Lena would absolutely nod your way.
Same from Branson.
Then do you head downstairs?
I'm good if everyone else is.
Fuck it, Rosalind will go downstairs.
Okay. You avoid the stair that has been clearly, for lack of a better word, torn up. It's not really torn up, but you did remove a part of a panel. There is something, though, that feels very different as you go down these stairs. The groan of the wood almost sounds like anguish. There is something almost haunting about it. And as you enter into what otherwise feels like an empty room, you hear the ship almost groaning. Like it had the capability of making human sound. And as your feet plant firmly on the panels, number one, you notice water. That from the age, some panels no longer hold on the bottom with the same amount of strength and resilience and resistance as it should. And thus the floor is a bit more moist than what makes you comfortable, and yet it is not leaking. Number two, with the warping of the panels beneath your feet, again, you feel the sort of weight of your own steps as you plant yourself in this space. Worse, you can feel the rock of the river as it continues to beat against the side and the underbelly of the ship.
If the water is to be more potent here, both in movement and in presence, sailor's training would be to not proceed forward, but here we go. And he almost closed the door.
I do have
Are you
one
gonna say
Lena
something?
would.
Let's go
was gonna
Branson, then Lena.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Branson was just gonna check something, considering one of the things we found out. Does there seem to be like any line of salt along the top of these stairs?
Not in the way that you saw it on the first deck. What little bit you do see seems to be residual in a way that, like, it probably trailed on somebody's feet at one point.
Ah, okay. I'd say that Branson, like, kind of near the back of the group, is just, if he sees what seems like a barrier of salt that would stop their new ghost friend from following them, he's going to try to disturb it and try to make it so they can at least pass through.
Okay. And Lena, you wanted to say something?
Oh, Lena would just go up right behind Branson with their polearm at the ready.
Rosvan will attempt to open the door.
This one opens. In fact, you notice there is no doorknob. There is no lock. There's a hole where a knob should be. And as you go to reach and you look, it looks like it was ripped out.
Interesting. Rosvan will open the door.
It's pitch black. I'm going to move your token, and I ask that you trust me for just a moment.
I trust.
It's pitch black. Pitch black. Knowing where you are in the ship, you get the distinctive feeling as you kind of pat the air about. You don't feel or sense any sign of furniture immediately in your wake. Would you like to stay put, or would you like to move out of the way of the door?
I just kind of take a moment to take a breath. Despite my eyes that can see very well in the dark, there is no light for anything to reflect on. Perhaps it is best that Lena come explore. Red Rover, Red Rover.
Lena would follow suit and follow in,
Question.
letting her. Oh, go ahead.
Beforehand, Rosvan, you are currently standing in the doorway. Where would you like to go?
Rosvan will simply put his he'll kind of try to reach towards the hole of the wall to his right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And once he does, he's just gonna climb up the wall and on the ceiling and just hang there.
Sure. And with that, Lena, you are inside.
Okay.
Again, I ask that you trust me. You don't even
Got
feel with your blind sight. You don't even feel the presence of Rosvan. It's very eerie. You expect another person, but with your blind sight, you don't sense anything immediately. You do feel obviously the wood paneling, but you aren't really feeling that sort of weight that you expect. And I'm double checking a thing on your character sheet really quickly. You have 10 feet blind sight, right?
Yes.
Cool.
The 10 feet
That's what I
blind
thought.
sight. I can target entities with spells so long as they're not within full cover within 30 feet. And that's all. All my spells are limited to 30 feet or closer.
That's what I thought. Okay, so yeah, within 10 feet, yeah, you don't. Your blind sense feels, and it's almost eerie, right? With all of the crowded items from the top, or the middle deck, you expect that there would be more on the ship. So when you enter into the darkness and in your blind sense feel only the panels of wood below your feet, it's jarring.
And Rosvan attempt to identify what could be causing this effect.
My question is, how would you like to do so?
Well, identify only works on objects, so he's gonna try and see if there's some sort of some sort of magic that's causing this.
Okay.
So I guess an Arcana.
Yeah, you can do an Arcana.
Rosvan
Feel appropriate.
instinctively licks the roof of this place for salt.
You don't taste salt, but I'm gonna tell you, homie, rotten wood does not taste good.
You know what? At least one of his senses is working. That's what I was about.
No, it was a really good try. The dice said no. I'm so sorry. All right, Lena. You're currently standing in the middle of the doorway. Do you wish to stay here?
She would look back and say, "It's unusually oppressive in here, but I think it's safe. I don't sense anything that stands out." She would move probably out of the doorway for others.
Okay. Do you wish to go forward, left, or right?
If she doesn't sense Rosvan immediately to the right, she would move right.
Yeah, he's on the ceiling. Here's what I will tell you though. Roll me a dexterity saving throw, both of you.
Oh, crap.
I'm gonna cry.
Okay.
No.
Very funny. Rosvan, you get the sense of something moving towards you, and you duck out of the way just in time for Lena to step there. Your bodies do not collide, although Lena, you almost bump. No damage is done. You almost bump into the side of the ship, and you get this weird feeling for a minute that you were perhaps occupying space, and then you feel physical breath. Reach out a hand. That is a shoulder.
Oh, is that you, Rosvan?
Rosvan doesn't
It
breathe.
sure is. Oh, he doesn't?
No.
Okay, my bad. Flip that
That's
then.
all good.
Rosvan,
Yes!
you feel breath. You feel breath. Lena, you still reach up, grab a shoulder. That's definitely Rosvan's.
Fancy meeting you here. Have you found
There are
anything?
better ways for us to hang out.
Well, it says you on the ceiling.
Does anyone else have any ideas as to why it's so impossibly dark in here? None of my senses, save taste, seem to be working.
Can any of you cast light? Branson, you have magical abilities, do you not? Or can you illuminate things for us?
Branson will sigh, kind of hearing all of the tomfoolery. He'll just reach into his pack, pull out a torch, and then use thaumaturgy as a little black lightning goes on the top, and then it lights. And he will step inside to see if it. Yeah, he'll step inside and see if that illuminates the room in any way.
You only have your cube. Because it is considered magical light.
Ah. Then I would have a question. Would Branson have any concept of, magical darkness or the darkness spell, since I know that not many creatures have it?
Roll me Arcana.
Okie dokie, we'll just add a 3 to this. So a 12.
Nah. You know that there are spells that exist that can cast darkness, but you don't know what or how necessarily. So you could deduce that this was magical darkness for sure. But you could not deduce where it's coming from or how.
Alright, Branson will just relay. This magic is this darkness is magically impenetrable. It'll be hard to maneuver until we find the source and dispel it. And he'll just try to step out of the way of the door and try to, as best he can, avoid the rest of the party. So.
Well, if that's the case, I might have a solution.
I have
Elvis will walk inside.
solution. I have not a solution, but I have another option if yours does not work. Feel free to go ahead, Hephaestus.
Well, at least let me try. Hephaestus will
course.
walk inside, past Branson, trying to get as deep as he can without getting too terribly lost.
Sure.
And he's going to cast Fairy Fire.
Smart. Smart. Give me just a second. Got to do some finagling here. How far in do you want to go? How many feet?
I'll say he'll take like 5 deep strides unless he runs into anything.
Okay. And you cast Fairy Fire. Each object in a... Okay, interesting. So... I'm doing some math here. So first things first. And here's how I'm going to approach this. Number 1, question for Branson, Lena, and Razvan. Do you wish to fail the dexterity saving throw?
With no other context on that.
The spell is Fairy Fire. It says any creature in the area when the spell is cast is also outlined if it fails a dexterity saving throw. So I'm asking, do you wish to do the saving throw or do you wish to automatically fail?
For Razvan, because he can't see that this is happening, I'm going to say he fails.
Okay.
Same for
Likewise, because I like all the idea, like having the highlight and we emit magical light around us, which may help. So,
Well, and no explanation is given, just, I have an idea, flip.
I have an idea! Boom!
okay, I think the most important question about Fairy Fire.
Uh-huh.
What color is it? What color are we now?
Yeah, that is a great question.
I'm gonna say you all are violet right now.
Okay, we are all now violet.
This,
Oh.
because of how your spell works, is what you are able to uncover. You find the edge of the room. You find a door. You also detect what eventually everyone can see is an outlined chandelier on the floor. It is not lit, not currently.
Is that all that got outlined in here?
Yeah, that's within your range, yes.
Also, was Lena in the range?
Yeah,
I'm under
Lena
Razvan.
is sharing a space
Oh,
with
okay,
Razvan right now.
Here, I got you.
I just Princess Carrie this.
Lena's currently fixing like Razvan's collar.
Oh, thank you.
Even in these dark times, we gotta pop the collar.
This purple lighting is affecting my normal dark and brooding ambience.
Now we're getting more into real vamping.
And then Clem, what would you like to do?
Clem is going to actually, at the moment, I cannot control my token. Sorry.
Oh,
I
I need to add that for the right account. There's that.
There we go.
Yes.
Clem would actually not have immediately gone downstairs. He would have waited until this room was less crowded.
Okay.
And then would have started taking any dry goods, like any dry supplies, ingredients of any kind, left in any vials or files, just anything, and started packing it away in their herbalism kit.
Mm-hmm.
And in the meantime, I'm actually going to have Omen begin to descend downstairs, and Omen has Devil's Sight.
That's right. So, first things first, you want to pack any additional ingredients,
Mhm.
I am going to have you roll. This is going to be a nature.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a nature check, not an herbalism, because of, and I'm sure you put this together, regional differences.
Yes. 17.
All right. So here's what you are able to deduce. There was once a potion that was brewing physically on the table, um, like on a burner. You don't know what this potion is. It sure is a potion, though, and it sure is old. I don't know if you wish to take that.
I will, just to so I can inspect it. Like I maybe determine it later, but that's for a later thing. I will write that down.
Add mysterious magenta potion to your inventory.
Old, mysterious magenta potion from ship.
Okay. You also find 3 bags of a powdered substance, 2 bags of dry. When I say dried seeds, I mean like these seeds are old and you don't know if they still carry life. And you also find what appears to be a massive thorn or briar that's been clipped off of a stem.
Large briar. Got it.
Okay. Meanwhile, as you are doing that, Omen is gonna head into the dark room.
As Omen's coming down the stairs, all of you would hear, please don't hurt me or step on me. I'm behind you.
I am going to temporarily reveal the entire room as, now here's a question, actually. Do you look through Omen's sight?
So you can reveal everything, but I would actually say don't, because
Okay.
I don't. I
Okay.
think this would be more interesting, Saris, if I hand you Omen and let you,
Sure.
as Omen, dictate what Omen sees to everyone. I think that is a more interesting way to do this.
Sure. Totally, I can do that. So, Omen's gonna walk in. Omen's gonna see all y'all. See couple of objects that are clearly laid out in this brilliant violet hue. You don't notice, you don't, the 4 of you do not see anything. You hear skittering, though. You hear the sounds of claws scraping against wood. You hear squeaking.
Oh my god, squeaker.
Give me just a second, my friends, as I have to make a roll. Okay, beautiful. Perfect, amazing, fantastic.
I detect the residue of magic. There's something very weird about this chandelier.
You hear the sound of like spitting, like gagging for a second.
This is not normal wax. I would be very cautious. I don't know what it is capable of doing, but something is not right.
And all four of you hear that in the darkness, but do not see anything.
Rosvan's gonna crawl on the ceiling on all fours until he hits a wall.
Let's go, Rosvan Pulp Fictioning. Let's go.
You find the other end of the room. Is there anything else you would like to do while you are standing ominously on the ceiling?
I think I found the door, or the wall, rather.
I will say the walls, the ones that you are on, anything that's currently illuminated on screen is actually illuminated by fairy fire.
Oh, and the door! Allow me to go investigate. And he'll fall onto the floor.
I imagine it's like one. I was gonna say, imagine one frame of the Family Guy followed and immediately standing back up.
It's more of like he somersaults onto the wall and then onto the floor, like a big cartwheel. And then he'll try to test the door.
The image of that is so funny, though.
Yeah.
Like, perspective of like you're walking upside down, and you kind of roll at the wall, and the moment your head hits the wall, your back separates from the ceiling and like.
Yeah.
Best not to think too hard on these things. He's gonna test the door.
You notice
Feeling gravity do a good job on chiropractic on his back.
You notice immediately that the door does not open. It does, in fact, have a doorknob, but it does not immediately open.
Is it locked?
You get the sense that it could be.
He will try to push open the door.
It will not open.
It seems that this is either locked or barred.
But we did just find a key, didn't we?
I thought you were the bard.
Nice. Oh yes, I think we did find the key. Can anyone? Marco!
One second, and you hear a, and then like a second later, you hear a with a scraping metal sound as Omen drags the key from Clem to you all.
While that's happening, you'll just hear from Branson. Who's Marco?
An old friend I don't talk to anymore.
Polo!
A type of shirt.
Razvan,
Yes.
you feel something clink against the top of your shoe.
Feel something clink on the top of my shoe, and he'll look down.
It's hard to see. Your shoe is outlined, and clearly some of that outline has been dimmed by something that's on top of it.
He will feel around his shoe where he felt the something touch it.
It's metallic.
He will try to pick it up.
You do. It's not heavy, but it's smooth metal.
He'll kind of feel around. Does it feel like any particular object?
It feels like a key.
Okay, then he'll, with his other hand, feel the doorknob, attempt to try and find an area to unlock it, whether it's in the doorknob or underneath it, or maybe above it. I don't know.
You do. You put the key in. The key fits. It does not turn.
He tries to turn the key.
Again, the key fits perfectly. Does not turn.
We seem to have been dealt another reverse. The key fits but does not turn. And the door seems locked.
The mechanism is probably jammed from the salt. We'll need either myself, Klim, or Lena to probably force the mechanism.
I could try something. I'll try to slide a hand to anything that might be in the way of the key.
Go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand check.
I want to die.
You like try to put your pinky in the slot and like you don't get very far, but I will tell you, even on a 6, you do not feel the presence of salt in the lock. At least not with what little bit you could stick your pinky in.
It doesn't appear anything is jamming the door's lock at the very least, but I suppose I will leave it in better hands than I. He'll leave the key there and just kind of pout against the wall.
Okay.
Right, I would say probably knowing that there's like a key in the door, Branson would try to like make his way towards the door, even though there's a level of darkness kind of obscuring all around him.
Mm-hmm. You should be able to move your token.
Okie dokie. Alright. Getting there, Branson would be like, he'd hand over the torch. Could you hold this for a second, Razvan?
If Rosvan can see it, he will hold
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
you can see it. So like Branson is in light. The torch he was lit with a magical light, with thaumaturgy. So it is lit. He is the one thing that you can actually clearly see in this entire room with normal light. He also does have a purple glow though. So he's like double light, if you will.
And yeah, he'll just hand off the torch, and then he will attempt to open the lock and see if there is a strength check needed.
Do you try jostling the key? It will not move.
It does not seem that it's jammed. It seems as something as stopping the key from moving in any way. He'll just pull it out and kind of look at the key.
The key does not appear to have any scratch marks on it.
He will place the key back in the lock, and then he will step down and be like, if someone wants to try to look at this and figure this out, the only other way I have is to probably try to pry it open again with the crowbar.
Asexual lighting is not helping, but maybe there is a way we can find a way through the door? Is there a way to maybe just break it down?
I mean, Branson will just like break it down. He'll just like look at Razvan, look down at his axe on his belt, and just look back up, just shrug.
All right, we're going to give to the count of whenever I choose. Figure something out, or we're breaking the door.
I mean, that chandelier in the middle is strange, but it sounded like there were still candles on it.
Can you give Omen a little space underneath the door? Their rat form, I believe their body can collapse. They might be able to fit under the door frame. See if there's something on the other side stopping it.
It appears to be flesh to the ground.
Well, never mind.
It's a very, very good idea. In fact, I considered whether or not it would be worth trying to squeeze under one of the floorboards. However, it appears
they will, approach into the light, and they try to slip a paw underneath the door, and you see for just a moment, actually, Rosvon and Branson, roll me an Arcana check.
Okay. That's a 21.
Natural 20.
As you
Nice.
see some sort of magical barrier, almost like a spark, fly out from where the claw scrapes against the space between the door and the floor.
Seeing that, Branson?
Seems to be some kind of barrier. I might have something to deal with this, but it would be the first time I'm trying this.
Rosvan's gonna try to hold back a squee as rats reaching for things is the cutest fucking thing.
It does the thing where it wipes its snoot.
Ugh.
It does the like snoot wipe, and then behind the ears too a little bit. The like,
Yeah, yeah. It didn't. You get the sense that it didn't really care for, like, even Clem. You kind of get this like, I for flavor, Clem, you not being there when Omen's claw like hits that barrier, you actually feel a tingle through your pointer and your middle finger for just a moment.
you would just randomly hear Clem say, "Are you all right down there, Omen?"
This is when they start cleaning themselves. I didn't like that.
Careful. Just like in jet, seems to be out to anyone. Just careful down there. I'll be right down. I'm just finishing gathering up these last supplies.
Maybe if we find some way to light the candles, that might be some sort of assistance. Oh, so cute.
Branson will just look down.
Sneef.
Go ahead.
I said it'd do a big sneef in your direction.
Big sneeze.
Rosvan will feel his unnatural heart beat.
In the presence of cuteness.
But yeah, Branson just looked at Omen, unmoved by cuteness, because Branson has canonically eaten a almost live mouse on stream. So, but he'll just Branson just be like, Omen, if you'll step back, I don't know exactly how this will work. So, as he just kind of like,
Righto.
yeah, and Branson will remaneuver himself in front of the door, and he'll reach out his hand as black lightning kind of moves from his hand onto the door as boop. Dispel magic.
At 3rd level,
Only level you can cast.
you watch as, for the moment, there are dozens of magical sparks between the lightning and the door. I need you to roll me a spell attack roll.
Okie dokie.
Trust me on this one.
Okay, I will use my guiding bolt once I find it real quick. Oh, which bolt will do? 25.
Ooh.
You hear something creak, but it does not seem to fully dispel the magic.
I'll say you'll watch as Branson kind of pulls his arm back, like, not in pain, but in, like, seeming like fatigue, and he just kind of, like, clicks his teeth and, like, hisses a bit, and he's just like, does not seem I'm able to master this yet, as he just kind of, like, shakes his hand out and steps away, just kind of grumbling to himself. Marking that off.
It's a good try. Definitely a good try.
Oh yeah, no, but that's basically all he can really do at the moment.
Mm-hmm. If you were wondering, I also rolled, and I did roll higher than you.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Just to do a bit of an explanation of what happened there. So,
Well, we appear to have a puzzle for us. Anyone have any fresh ideas?
Maybe the chandelier has something to do with it? and Ophelia will approach the chandelier and
Yep.
I guess try to see if there's anything maybe similar to the lanterns on the upper deck, if there's runes.
It's a little difficult to see right now. You are able to see an outline of it, but at this current moment in time, you are not able to really see details. Um, I will allow you to roll an Arcana check. However, this will be done at disadvantage. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Back to the right page. Okay, Arcana with disadvantage. 14.
With a 14, you cannot deduce quite what the magic itself is, but you do feel the presence of runes along the rungs and the little the connecting pieces between where the candles are seated and the base of the chandelier. So you're definitely thinking in the right direction that this chandelier is magical as you feel the runes on it.
Are they discernible if he were to touch the shapes? Do they have any like rays or like ingrained?
They are engraved, and they feel very similar to the ones that you saw on the first deck, though meaning, as we mentioned before, is not quite your area of expertise, but you are able to deduce that they are similar, maybe not identical. You get the sense that that they're you can feel shapes that are not the same shapes that you saw up on the top deck, but you do get the sense that they are similar magic. You do feel the presence of that same of two of the same runes from the lanterns on the first floor, and the two that you feel are the ones that were not recognizable by any of the other party members in the previous session.
Well, I have good news and bad news. Good news, this is magical. However, I don't know if any of us know exactly what it does.
Considering we have been dealt a rather strong wall ahead of us, I suppose lighting it would find some sort of information that we don't have. After all, this cute little one did say the wax was rather strange.
Clem finally comes walking down the stairs. I may be able to assist you. There is a keyhole, correct?
Correct.
I will kind of stride up. Is the keyhole like a through keyhole? Like, is it a dual-sided keyhole, so it's one of them that you can like look through, or is it a specifically like a latched keyhole, so one side?
As you peer in, it's odd. You recognize that there is no latch there, but you can't see the other side. And as you look, a sheen of light almost ripples across your vision.
I do think I have an idea. I am going to enter Omen's vision. I'm going to scoop Omen up, and I'm going to lift Omen so Omen can see through the keyhole.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to cast Misty Step.
Oh.
I missed that last part. Repeat.
I'm going to cast Misty
through...
Step. You need to be able
Misty
to see where you're going, but because I'm looking through Omen's eyes, and they have the Devil Sight, I think I should be able to see the other side.
Here's my question. What level spell are you casting at?
I only have I can only cast up to second level spells, as I'm only a 4th level warlock. It is just a Misty Step spell. I will post
Yep.
it in here. It is teleport to the other side.
Yep.
As far as I know,
I
do not
just
know how
wanted
it
to
would interact.
confirm. I just wanted to confirm level. I'm going to need you to roll a spell attack. Trust me
Okay.
on this.
Okay. I'm just gonna roll my blast. 16.
You get the sense that whatever barrier is in front of you, Omen cannot teleport through it, however. With Devil Sight, Omen looks up at you and says,
I see coffins.
Well, I have concerning news. I am not certain what magic is at work here. I normally have the ability to call upon the mist to travel upon it. It is a great boon that has been granted to me, and never once in my experience have I been unable to move to a place that I can see. With the help of Omen, I have been able to get into many places I would otherwise not be able to, and I will be very forthright. I do find it rather concerning that, while there is magic here very clearly, I'm not certain how it's able to stop both Branson's overwhelming magic and my slippery magic. That is the only idea I really have.
Well, considering we still have a bit of mechanisms behind us with this chandelier, perhaps we can find something of note. But first, we comb the room with what lighting we have to try and find what else might be around here.
Take a look around, Omen. Razvan, one last thing that I noticed in the other room. There are coffins.
I suppose that would make sense considering how presently haunted the ship is, not just us.
Just worth mentioning, I believe.
and for
Razvan,
clarification, I'm sorry.
With the torch, Razvan's going to start typewritering in the darkness of the room.
Sure. Let me reveal your spot. Also, really quickly, just for clarification, once again, I rolled against you and I just happened to roll higher.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is what it is. The thing about that is, unless I think we would know or feel there's this like pushback kind of thing, like unless we would just, I think, assume it fails, right? Like we can't do it. It's not like something we would recognize,
Correct.
be able to try again. It's just, oh yeah, we failed. We can't do
Correct.
it.
That's kind of what the impression that you get.
You doing alright over there, Lena?
Lena calls over. It's like, doing all right. I think I'm gonna try poking around a little bit, see if I can find something interesting. I know no one's really checked out the left-hand side. Lena would probably start heading that direction.
But watch your step just in case. Figurative speech, of course. As I see Roombaing around the room.
Is it lost on everyone else that we're having the blind lead the blind here?
These are extenuating circumstances. Besides, I don't have any other ideas, do you?
Only your chandelier one.
What should we do with the chandelier?
Well, first I have to try to get to it, and Branson will, slowly using his fairy fire, move towards the chandelier so he can at least see it.
Well, you can see you can see the outline of the chandelier. That's why I left it highlighted.
Oh.
Because you can see it sitting there with that purple dim glow from fairy fire.
Then Branson from his spot there will again just use thaumaturgy and try to light all the candles at once as he can.
You watch as the first one lights. The flame is not yellow, nor does it resemble the magic that you normally use, Branson, as the flame burns a brilliant green.
Would the ominous green glow mean anything to Branson from his usual research?
You get the sense that the magic has definitely been awakened, so to speak. As a Festial, you see a faint green glow come from the engraved runes along that specific connecting piece of the candle or of the chandelier where the candle is attached.
Well,
Oh, go for it.
no, you.
Honestly, I don't have any thoughts. I'm just making thinking noises.
All right. Well, then, if nothing dangerous seems to happen and it's just scary light, Branson will just slowly just keep lighting them one by one. Just. Zzz, zzz, zzz.
Question, Razvan, do you assist? You have the torch.
No, if they need lighting, Razvan will assist, but right now, Razvan is being a Roomba.
Okay. So, it feels a bit odd as the lights one by one all flick on, and you watch as there's almost a blinding green glow for just a second. The chandelier lifts, actually fully raising off the ground into the air, but it does not reach the ceiling. Clem, you feel Omen's paw touch the handle of the key, and it slowly begins to turn.
Well, I believe you solved the problem. Omen seems to be unlocking the door as we speak.
The door swings open, and whatever barrier, that sheen of light that you saw, Clem, is gone. And you see, upon looking in, a single dim yellow glow from the back of the room.
Clem will just kind of slowly point the hand towards the back of the room. There, I believe, is what we're looking for.
I don't suppose it is more lit on that side.
It is always lit with you around, Razvan.
Ah,
But no, as far as I can tell, there is no more light on this side than in anywhere else down here.
Is this what it's like to be a human?
Just I look at
Those
you.
two.
No idea.
So how much can you actually see as Clem? How much dark vision do you have?
I have 60-foot dark vision as a hobgoblin.
Yeah, that's what I
But
thought.
it's just
So
dark
let
vision.
me.
It's just classic dark vision. It's not.
It's classic
not-
dark vision, but the simple fact is that's 50 feet. 50 feet is 50 feet. As this is not magical darkness. You see the
Ah,
silhouettes
my
of.
eyes have been adjusting. There is. Feel free to fill us in. What's in there, as Clem described.
Yeah, you see, because it is dark vision, the silhouettes of what appear to be. The way that I would describe this is four, like a row of like four boxes, and like another long box off to your right. But given what Omen said, you get the sense that these are probably the coffins that they were talking about. And that dim light seems to be dampened as you realize that it is almost peering out from an encasement, which again, you kind of get the sense you can see it as kind of another long box towards the back. And again, context clues would deduce that that is another coffin. You, in your moment of pause, notice something though. Just for a brief moment, you see almost like movement of like a breeze travel. And it's not a fog, it's not a mist, though there is plenty of that in this room. You see something move, passing over the coffins. For just a moment, you see the flicker of the flame. You even hear it. Whoosh. The flame stays lit.
There is without a doubt a presence in here. That is for certain.
After hearing that, Branson will just enter the room alongside Clem with their axe out, just being like prepared for in case this presence becomes hostile.
What about the rest of you three in this in the other room, in the magical darkness room?
Lena will start heading toward where everybody is. She's been kind of like trying to be wary in this room since everything's not very visible.
Mm-hmm.
But she's going to try crossing over to where the door sounded like it opened.
You can see it.
Okay.
Like you can see that little bit of light, that little bit of glow from the fairy fire.
She would head that way, trying to be careful.
Yeah.
Unsure if she bumps into anything on the way, do let me know.
I'll let you know.
She'll just like
Yep.
stop at the door frame,
Yep.
like looking
And
in.
the door's open. Yeah. You peek in. You can sense with your blind sight. You can sense Branson, Clem, and Omen around you. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, but yeah, you're still describing stuff. No big deal.
Go for it.
Rodsman's gonna try to leave no stone unturned and keep exploring the darkness just in case there's anything else in here.
You get the distinctive sense that if there is something in this room, it is not physical or tangible. As you continue to move, I'll just give this to you as you continue to move throughout the space. You get the distinctive sense that if there is something else in here, it is not something that you can see.
Okay. Feeling satisfied that there's nothing he can really tangibly interact with in here, he'll move towards the group.
As the five of you approach, again, I see you towards the front. The five of you see these coffins. I would like you all to roll me a perception check.
Six.
That is a nat one for me.
Perception.
Nice.
Nice.
Vestiel, you rolled a 1, you rolled higher than me. Nice.
Yep.
So, Razvan, you with your sight, you can see just for a brief second, almost like a figure in the darkness, seeming to like walk across the air. You don't hear it. You swear you see what looks like footsteps, shoes even, walking across the tops of the coffins, and yet it makes no sound.
Is someone there? Can you hear us?
It stops. It turns. Looks at you. To everyone else in the room that can see, Lena, I'll get you in a second. To everyone else in the room that can see, the light from the back of the ship in the one coffin flickers twice. Lena.
Uh-huh.
In your blind sight, you do not see, but you feel. Prior to walking across the coffins, you feel a hand upon your shoulder, and you hear the brief whoosh of something passing you by just before it moved. And when the light flickers twice, giving the affirmative, you get the sense that whatever is responding to Razvan is likely the thing that touched your shoulder, and your shoulder still feels cold.
I guess that she would probably quickly whip around to like try to sense if something's behind her, but she would be a little shaken by that.
Yeah. You see the chandelier. And if you are actually physically in the room, which I assume you all are.
Yes.
The only other thing you see is the door slowly starting to close behind you.
Lena would like obviously she has like wraps of stuff, but like you could see her squinting.
Yep.
I guess she would probably maneuver in the room proper in case that door shuts, like leaving the group separated.
And when all of you are properly in the room, the door does shut behind you.
Does the light inside the coffin resemble the will-o-wisp that we saw above on the prior deck?
No, this is candlelight. Candlelight proper. The figure that you see, Razvan, resumes walking. It sits, or it steps over towards the coffin in the back and proceeds to sit in it. Well, sort of. To the rest of you.
Oh, good.
Sorry?
I believe there is a presence here. Now rests in communion.
The candle flickers twice again. This time, though, with the presence, or the ethereal presence in front of it. To the rest of you, that candlelight now looks distorted. It's like when someone puts, like when someone like makes glass really foggy, or like a magnifying glass is like super blurry and you hold up a light on the other side. It went from being very clear to now extremely fuzzy. It's not making the light not touch anything, right? It's not inhibiting the light's ability to illuminate. But it simply no longer has the clarity that you would expect from a candle flame.
Say, Branson, just go. Unlike Will-O-Wisp, if it's a presence, it has a presence of mind. Most undead do not linger if they have a sense of self, unless there is a strong grudge or malice. Branson just chokes up on his axe now, just getting ready, trying to see for any sign of movement.
You see the blur in front of the candlelight, and I will, for the sake of ease, put a token where it is sitting. If Roll20 will let me. Sometimes it does this. There we go. You see a little bit more clearly as it begins to come into form the longer it sits in this candlelight. You see the silhouette of long, ratted hair. You see robes. You do not see a face as it sits and waits, as if waiting for you in anticipation. Do any of you do anything?
Perhaps there would be a power in allowing our captain to speak to this presence. There might be some matter of connection or respect that can be shared.
I rolled low. Did I even see him? I don't think I see him.
You do now.
I do now. Okay.
The description of the silhouette that starts to come into view, pretty much everyone can see that.
Okay. With Razvan's nudging, he stepped forward. Hello there. Who might we be intruding upon?
We are once those who man the ship. You are speaking to a mage who once called this vessel their home.
Are you its captain?
No. The captain has made himself quite at home by the helm with his first mate.
You said you were a mage. What kind of magic did you practice?
I was once. I was a mage who studied the circle of life.
Then does the word druid mean something to you?
It's a great question, Mega Man. That word is foreign to me. I cannot say I've heard of any druid.
Just curious. Do you remember much of what happened here on the ship? The day you all... well... and he kind of gestures to the coffins.
I remember... They turn and they look at the skull sitting behind them, ensuring that our legacy would not be forgotten. I remember a voice offering a solution to an otherwise fatal circumstance. And I remember taking it.
Were you attacked, or did something happen to your crew?
Of that, I am no longer certain. The details are no more obscure to me than a candle in the mist. But I do remember there being mists.
Do you remember where you came from before you ended up in Cartacus?
What's Cardicus?
Well, here, where you're at now.
I have never heard of a Cardicus.
Where are you from? I guess is a better question.
A land distant from here. Clearly.
These people that you made a deal with, do they perchance dress in black cloaks?
The voice belonged to no one. Not that I saw visually. I had heard of such phenomenon in my time, but I'd only ever seen it for myself in the moments right before You get the sense by the pause, the implication there is the inevitable.
Branson will just pipe up at this point, just go, "This voice didn't happen to be carried on a storm, did it?"
No. There were mists, but we did not see thunder or lightning.
I think we all know what mists those were.
Was anything else taken from the ship besides the poisoner's specimens?
You watch as you say that each of the 4 coffin lids slide and fall off. As if on cue.
I see. Well, they certainly got the manpower they sought.
And yet here I sit. Here we wait, ever sailing the endless waters.
Do you wish to be made free?
There's like a breath, and you get the sense that the specter has let out like an attempt at a chuckle, right?
Hmm.
One could say that this is a burial of my own making. However, the rest upon the ship, whoever remains still, so long as this candle remains lit, they did not have a say when the decision was made. A decision I made for them.
I look at Ophestiel. What is your command, Captain?
I'll be honest, I'm not sure.
But considering most at sea, who are seafarers at the very least, know that if they are to die, it is more of a kindness to have them buried at sea. Would you prefer a oceanic burial? Is there any way we can help you?
If you are to free those who are aboard this ship, you must first undo what was done to keep them here. I myself am... There's a long pause, and I mean like there's a long pause. Recognize that what I have done has led to this eternity of solitude and entrapment. But those who did not have a choice, for they were not offered one, for they were not given one, perhaps they would like to leave this vessel. Whatever is done to me, so be it. But to them, the least you could do is set them free.
for I did not intend to lock them in misery for eternity. Though that is what I have done.
I have certainly made mistakes as well, but does anyone here have any idea as to we can help at least the one who was trapped here be free?
I know of one method that, as far as my understanding, should function, but it would be... how do I put this? It would be all-encompassing. It would, in fact, affect you, and I gesture at the individual who we've been speaking to. My understanding of something like this is one of the only surefire ways to eliminate it is, well, fire. We could burn the ship at sea.
You see a slow nod. You then see the specter turn and look at the candle, and you see their hand almost like in a cupping motion go from in front of it to behind it. And you watch as the flame does not move as it does so. It is now at this point, Ephastiel and Clem, with the two of you being, closest, that you realize that the thing holding up this candle is indeed a skull.
I believe it's much simpler. We must snuff out the light and destroy what is anchoring them, as he gestures towards the skull.
Well, may I approach? Speaking to the spirit.
You may.
And he'll move up to the candle.
Before Razvan does anything, I'd like to say that Branson is slowly there's a bit of a crackle of energy around his hand as Razvan gets closer, as if he's preparing to attack if this thing attacks him.
For sure. And you approach.
He'll move over and attempt to snuff out the flame with his hands.
You do the thing where you lick your thumb and you lick your pointer finger and it goes out immediately. However, the moment you do that, not only does this room become completely absolved of light, the specter in front of you offers you a small somber smile, and you watch as the mists in this entire section of the ship, of which you realize there are no windows in this segment of the ship, in this room of the hold, what should be the hold. You realize there are no windows, and yet this place is now fraught with mist. It is thick, it is growing thicker, and in almost a swirling motion, you watch as this mist surrounds the specter, almost completely encompassing it, before you can no longer see the specter. The skull remains, though, as the mists do not touch it.
Do any of our companions who are more, I suppose, empathically attuned feel the ship is any different now?
Branson will switch from charging a spell to just scenting the air.
It's heavy, and it doesn't feel good. It feels empty. Almost. But there is, as the mists continue to swarm inside, you feel a sense of almost vengeful gratification.
At this point,
Clem.
Let's go. Oh, yeah.
Clem,
Yes.
you hear a voice, almost like a breathy whisper. The deal is sealed.
Clem like looks around, like like Clem does the like looks around, like the full like turning and looking up and down, then looks at everyone else. I take it from all of your reactions, no one else heard that.
No, but I sense.
Uh,
Go ahead.
she was. Lena was just gonna be like, "No, I haven't."
I look at Razvan. Not Razvan, Branson. I don't know why I keep fucking doing that. I look at Branson, who was about to speak.
Branch just goes, despite your connection with the mist, Clem, I'm starting to feel that these mists no longer welcome us as much as they did. I think we should be leaving, and soon. And he just starts moving towards the door as if to make sure it doesn't, like, trying to get it open.
All of you
It
head
is no
first,
longer
I will
locked.
be the last. But just be aware that whatever we have done here, a deal has been struck. I know not what that means.
Not struck, sealed.
Mm-hmm. A deal has been sealed. Not sure what that means, but the nomenclature feels important. Everyone out. Top deck, back to the ship.
Razvan will do so.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as Branson, you open the door. It is not locked. Even if it was, you have the key, but it is not locked. You are able to open it. One by one, you all head to the top deck of the ship. And as each of you surface, Clem being the last, this is where I'm going to call a break.
All right.
Okay. I gotta use the restroom.
Well, that was ominous.
Why, yes.
But yeah, everyone, if you want to stretch your water and drink your legs and enjoy the bio break as we head on break.
Here's my it's in my note.
Mhm. But yeah, no. Hope everyone in chat is enjoying it. Also, thank you, Mark, if you're still around for the raid. I'm glad you. I hope our ominous vibes did not throw off the chill vibes from your stream.
Also, does the mic sound any better now?
I had to lower you to about 60%. It also it's a bit more echoey. It's like it's switched, maybe like noise suppression or something.
Let me see. No, it's still on. I've not changed anything. Let me delve in settings a little bit more. Yeah, I've not adjusted my gain at all or anything. I can try changing my input volume down a little bit.
Yeah, let's see how that goes. Because right now I've got you at 65, and you sound your typical like level and fine.
All right, I've cut it down a little bit. How's that?
Okay, I'm gonna bring you back up to 100 real quick. Then we'll see. Now try.
Testing. How's that sound?
Still kind of loud. I think this might be something to do with Discord on my end. I'm just gonna bring you back down to 65, and then we can troubleshoot it later.
Okay, let me also try disconnecting real quick and reconnecting. I'll be right back.
Okie dokie.
All right, there we go.
All right, I'll bring you back up real quick. Now try.
All right, testing. That's the sound. So loud or?
Still loud. Yeah, I'm just gonna bring you down to about 70 now, and that should be fine. Again, I don't know what's up with it. It's just like, especially with my new headphones, it just kind of comes in super loud on my end too, and I'm just like, I'm not sure how much carries over to desktop.
Yeah, I've not adjusted my audio stuff in weeks.
Well, though, with that out of the way, though, I am happily surprised that did not end in some kind of combat. Like, it's more fun when spooky things can be resolved with, like, puzzle solving than with actual, like, fisticuffs. That being said, though, I have been solving a lot of spooky problems with fisticuffs as Francis York Morgan, so that wouldn't be off-brand for the stream.
I think I see what may have caused it.
Oh?
It looks like a recent Discord update added extra options in the voice and video area, including profile alterations. Options that weren't here before. Huh.
Also, welcome back, Cass.
Up.
Not much. Dealing with Discord being Discord.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Ugh.
I also only just realized this. We just basically had an episode of Zach Baggins' Ghost Adventure, but it was actually real in the setting.
Man, we need a vlogger in the crew.
I mean...
Get that shit on video.
Oh, that'd be great.
So funny. I like the guy on TikTok who dresses up as Zach Baggins and does the spoof videos. I don't know if you've seen them.
I haven't, but now I'm gonna have to ask you to like shoot me some DMs.
I know my friend sends them to me all the time. I don't even follow the account because I don't go on TikTok because it's dangerous. But but I'm sure I can find one. It's so funny.
Yeah, no, I totally get you. I also don't use TikTok, so I usually just follow links.
Yeah, listen, I have unmedicated ADHD. It is dangerous.
Trust me, I know. I'll give you the same 1,000-yard stare at you. Yes, Don's head.
Yeah.
Like the
so
last
I have it.
had... Okay, yeah. You post wherever you want.
But yeah, we don't tread in TikTok. So I probably had at least 100 messages in TikTok from people sending me videos that I just will not open until like maybe twice a year. I'll go and watch about 100 videos and then turn it off.
Yeah, the last social media app I added was Instagram, and that has enough like stuff of just random things for me to be like, okay, I'll scroll through this for 10 minutes. Okay, now what do I actually need to do? Okay, I'm good.
Yeah, like mine is not a great relationship, but I also run and have to pay attention to Instagram a lot more than your average person. So it's not fun, but We power through. What I hate, and it's happening right now, is everybody texts me when I'm busy. So I have about 7 messages from just people sending me probably nothing important. But it's gonna bother me for the rest of the session because I can't open it right now.
Again, same, shakes hand.
Yeah, it's great. Like, guys, you you all week.
Yeah, I get the same, like, because I'm in like another Discord where it's like I have a tag there, and so I always get an alert whenever something happens, but the alert happens every Sunday, and so I have to be like, oh, why did it have to be at this time? Why is it going to annoy me for like until at least we get to break and I can clear it?
Yep. But I have to keep the notifications there because if they're not, I'll just forget. They're gone. They're dead to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, it's gonna bother me. But it's whatever.
Yeah. I'm gonna step away for one quick second. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Do. Discord someone. You know what? That's fair, Bubba. I mean, yeah, Discord sometimes is a decent thing for social media. I mostly suffer it because it's where all my friends are. So, Chad, how are you enjoying the session right now?
Yeah, you spookums.
I mean, at least for once, we're actually having the spookiness cause a problem for us, unless instead of us drawing the spookiness to us to cause the problem. Okay, I was not prepared for that emote in chat, Glizzy Gobbler. Oh, and the 30 bits, thank you. Doesn't show that in chat for some reason, it only shows it in my feed. Thank you.
I have returned.
Welcome back.
Hey. Hey, Saris.
What's up?
I finished my piece.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You gonna show me?
I am. Once I figure out how to navigate my phone. Okay. I've been really spacey today and I don't know why, and I just like stare at things. I'm like, I don't remember how to use this.
That's all right. Happens to the best of us.
Bloop.
Oh, that's sick, dude.
I might tweak on it more because it's so early. But, you know.
Yeah.
It's done.
Better to have it done now.
Yeah, instead of what I usually do, and it's like, oh, my deadline for everything is coming up in like a week.
But you did it. That's awesome. All right. Are we still waiting on anybody?
I am
I'm here.
Okay. That's 3. I take it Vaughn, you're here.
Yee.
Zan, are you here?
I'm here.
Are we good to keep going?
No. No, I'm just kidding. Of course.
Damn.
little
If
scamp.
you don't like us anymore, you can just say so.
Holy shit. Kelly hit us with the fucking tee-hee. Oh my god.
I mean, it's so hard to match his level of whimsy with that tee-hee.
I've been whimsy maxing lately.
Whimsy maxing. I love it.
Uh,
Alrighty. Are we good to continue then?
I think so.
Yes.
Yup.
Alrighty. Let's jump back into it. As the 5, technically 6, of you emerge on the top deck, you immediately get the sense that the fog mists are continuing to grow, not just below deck, but above deck as well. And before you all board the rowboat, I would like for you all to roll one final perception check.
$12.
24.
19.
3.
For those of you who rolled above a 15, you all hear that same ding that you hear in the ambiance. You actually hear that. The ding of a ship about to move. And for a moment, all of you, all 4 of you, 5 of you, I'm sorry, see a glimpse of what through the fog on the other side, in the direction that the ship is going, not in the direction of your ship. You see for a moment a light hit the fog, like the light of a lighthouse, searching the waters. Clem, Lena, you both know there are no lighthouses in Carticus. In fact, you don't even, neither of you know what a lighthouse is. They don't exist. You know of nothing that creates a searchlight like that, sweeping over the water. You all get the sense your timing might be impeccable, as you get the sense that the ship and the mists around it are going to take it somewhere else. You climb onto the rowboat. All of you certain that if there's a time to leave, the time is now. And with no hesitation and no delay, you return to your ship. And as each and every single one of you look back, well, I should say those who do. I will leave it up to you whether or not you do. But those of you who look back towards the mist now shrouding your view, you do not hear a bell toll. You do not see a light, nor do you see a ship. As the night and the river around you is engulfed fully in a blanket of mist.
We got out there just in time, I suppose. I hope we're still where our ship is meant to be.
You do
Raphael's
see... Sorry.
Roswan's gonna remove his hat and just kind of move to the front of the ship and kind of give just a silent consolidation of those who have passed. He'll be a moment.
Sure.
I think Clem joins you, Razvan.
say Branson will just move up to where he nailed his lantern to the mast, and then just take it off and, with his own somberness, kind of glance in the direction of the ship, and then just kind of walk away.
Is there anything else that you would like to do before the person at the helm pipes up?
Ophestial actually walks up towards the upper deck, towards the bow, and he leans his arms over the railing and just kind of looks out in the distance.
Are you looking for something in particular? Or are you more just pensive?
More like contemplating, zoning out.
Yeah. Juji at the helm continues to hold to the direction that was instructed. Just keeping the ship from, even though it's anchored, staying off course. They recognize in this moment of silence the air and the energy. And for a moment, they actually approach as... Fixing that. Give me just a second. It clicked. There we go, Leah. You should be able to move Clem. As Gigi will actually approach on the deck and call out,
Not to interrupt on everybody's moment, but just for a moment of clarity. Captain, do you wish to stay anchored?
Are the mists still thick around us right now?
oh, absolutely. They are thicker than they were before.
Okay. Kind of shakes his head out of whatever he's thinking about and turns around. For now, yes. Let's just stay put.
Very well. Can I get anything for any of you while you're having your moment?
Ronspon feeling contemplative. Or I finished kind of his contemplations. I appreciate it, Juji. It's just... It is easy to forget or not honor the dead purely because they are strangers. I want to make sure that mistake was not made on our part.
Very well.
He'll move to the helm for whenever the captain is ready.
Juji, you should know that souls lost to the mist deserve respect.
I do. Is there context I'm lacking?
The ship we were on. The people aboard it were like our companions here. Travelers from another land. Lost in the mist through no fault of their own.
I suppose that makes sense. No.
Clem just stays quiet and says some, like, quietly to themselves more than anything else, says some prayers at the top of the boat.
Since Razvan, you have the helm, Juji actually goes below deck.
Fair enough.
They don't say anything as they recognize what is happening right now. But they do head to the lower deck.
My friends, my crew, we have experienced much in such a short amount of time. But in this instance, I recognize it might be hard to find motivation. Pick up your feet and keep moving, but that is what we must do. Unless you have anything else lingering on your mind, I think we should keep going.
As you
that
command.
we may have. I believe we may have found, hopefully, something that can solve what is going on back at Scald. We just need to find and get these specimens maybe to somebody that can help us.
Rivka, that's who we want to take them to. We discussed, maybe yesterday, I believe, about your knowledge, awareness, and need for the term you used, wizard, I believe? I believe that Rivka may in fact be of this persuasion and may be able to offer some additional information and or insights as to what we've found.
I think you may be right as well.
However,
they
I
surely
do not
don't
believe
know.
we've found our quarry out here. We are still looking for their laboratory, their research location. What we found here was the origin of the blight, not where they cultivated it.
Can't be too much farther here. I would assume this was placed in our path, if what you say is true, on the correct area, or at least the correct trajectory, maybe?
I believe it's showing us that we were in the correct direction, yes. If I were to interpret the mist in that way, that would be how I would do so. But I believe our destination lies in the cauldron proper still.
It may be best if we clear our heads a little and then continue on.
I'll take what time you need, but be proactive.
Well, unless prompted by anyone, Brance will just go back to like checking and occasionally adjusting the riggings as he was kind of shown.
The anchor is still in the water. The ship is not currently moving. All is very still, though the ship does rock gently with the waves. As the five of you sit in silence, unless anyone else does anything, the mists begin to move over the ship. I would like all 5 of you to roll me a perception check.
Ready?
Wow. I mean, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense narratively. Ephestial. You're zoning out. You're not really looking at anything except there's a moment. The tree or the fog sort of has like a bit of an opening for just a moment. And you see the tree line, the other side of the valley. You see movement. You don't just see movement. You see what almost looks like an orange cloud drifting over the trees for just a moment. Before the mists roll past, and suddenly, though you still see the tree line, it's not there. Like, it was already moving, and it dissipated. Branson. You. Also, futzing with the rigging, again, trying to keep yourself occupied and your mind occupied. In a different direction, you look out into the mists. And again, there's a bit of an opening for just a moment. You, contrastingly, you do not see anything. Nothing out of the ordinary. You do see the tree line. However, you do catch a whiff of something for just a moment. There's a weird smell that touches your nose for just a minute before it disappears. For a moment, you think it smells like rot. You look left and you look right and you look at your ship, and the ship is still in good condition. You look at the ropes are fine as well. The rowboat, also fine. You look over the edge of the ship into the water. You do not see any life, at least not right now. It strikes you as odd. You look at your lantern has not changed, so it's no undead. It's odd. It's unsettling. Nevertheless, the 5 of you continue to sit in silence. Unless anybody does anything, we're gonna jump to when the fog and the mists begin to dissipate. Now's your moment if you wanted to do anything before the environment begins to change again.
I'm set.
Okay.
I think Clem offers one last prayer to the mists as we sail away. Just one that probably, if you've been paying attention to Clem, they've said before as they repeat, "I shall not be lost. The mists guide me. No matter the cost, the fog hides me. By your will, no longer still."
Eventually, the mists completely dissipate. Well, not completely, but enough. It does not appear that you have been transported anywhere. It does not appear that the ship has moved. You are still where you were the moment that it blew through. You all collectively are still intact, and you see both sides of the valley and your destination forward. But again, that ship is gone in its entirety, swept away completely by the mists, or so you think. As you begin to set sail, continuing on your journey, the day continues, and there's almost an eerie stillness to the river. Even with your perception checks that you inevitably do in the day, those of you working, you find that after the mists had blown through, the river grew quiet. Tauntingly quiet. Only the sound of the waves beating against the boat, unless you all make conversation yourself. There's nothing on this river at this exact moment in time that draws your attention. To some of you, you might find that a moment of calm, a moment of respite. To others, you find this nothing short of eerie. Like you're in waiting for something to happen. And after enough time has passed, just before the end of the day, something does happen. Something that catches at least the eye of anyone who peers over the edge of the ship. Which of you do? Do any of you?
Ophestio might, just because he's already standing there.
Branson probably.
Lena probably.
Like, go ahead.
You go ahead.
Just say, like, after smelling that, like, scent of rot that came out of nowhere, Branson would be checking the sides of the ship periodically.
Elena probably would be, because Lena would probably be, helping with the above deck rigging and stuff, so may catch a glance over the edge.
Even with your vision, Lena, you would be able to catch it. How about you, Clem? Do you?
Absolutely.
At what point did the water change from a morose, dark, deep blue to a boiling red? At some point, as you sailed, actually sailing up the river, farther you went, a couple miles, you start to see it. And at first, you think it's a trick of the eye? No. Sure enough, eventually the river itself becomes boiling, physically heat rising, and it becomes red. Red like flowing blood. Clem, Lena, I would like you both to roll me history checks.
I wonder why they called it the cauldron.
Razvan,
History.
assuming that this at some point is communicated to you, and I'll leave that up to you and your party, but if they do, I'd like a history check as well.
It's a 12, accidentally double click.
Yeah, you're good. This makes a lot of sense. Lena? You have heard rumors, but you've never ever seen it for yourself of, you know, other than the vision that was described, the vision in the mists that Rosvan, if I remember correctly, I think it was Rosvan and Branson. Correct me if I'm wrong. Who saw the vision in the midst of the boiling red water. But
so.
in terms of the histories of Cardigas, you've heard big old rumors, but you've never ever witnessed water in Cardigas ever turning red. I'm gonna jump to Rosvan real quick. The history check was to see if you remember, and you do remember your encounter in the mist, where the mists almost teased you away from the rest of your party and led you to a little stream, a little brook, where the water was bloody and red, and it boiled, and it stank. And you remember seeing the face in the water. Clem, you have also heard stories of Cardicus water turning red. However, you have heard that they only turn red in certain circumstances. So either something is about to meet those quote unquote circumstances, or something's weird. Perhaps it is just the cauldron, you don't know, but you know that the waters of Cardicus only turn a blood red under the light of a nearly full or a full moon.
Kind of taking note of that. I mean, he doesn't really have any of his companions to inform or really anything to act upon. So I guess he'll just keep note on it, other than...
Does
I suppose
anyone
we should...
recall what the moon was last night?
I'm guessing that'd be an intelligence check or a history for remembering.
You didn't ask.
Ah.
This is going
It's
to be
not
one of those
something we could have,
cases.
like, noted at all, or would have noticed.
You could have. Although, if you remember, you were dealing with a heavy overcast.
Hmm. Would any of us remember, like, what it was semi-recently? Like, or lunar cycles, like,
Yes.
not something people keep track of?
No, they absolutely are. They absolutely are something that people keep track of here. Especially if they know to keep track of it. The moon has been getting thicker. It has been waxing. In recent days, it has waxed more and more and more. But whether or not you have hit a full moon, you aren't entirely certain.
My apologies for interrupting, Zan. Feel free to continue.
Oh, no, you got there.
I do find it strange, for those of you who are not from here, I would say be not alarmed by the boiling blood in the lake. It is common, but I'm not sure it's supposed to be happening right now. I don't recall when the next full moon, I believe it is, perhaps new. But I believe we were in the process of waxing, so I guess just stay on your guard.
If memory serves me correct, then it might not. Last time we were in the area of a full moon, some of the waters turned red, like blood.
Yes, that happens in Cartigas. not, I would say, all the time, but with a frequency that it would not surprise a local. Yet here I am surprised because I feel as though this should not be happening right now.
Does it change our course of action?
I look at Aphestiel. It depends on the captain's call, I believe. We should be fine to continue, but I would not press forward unless we feel safe doing so.
Well, I can't say this is a phenomenon I'm at all familiar with. Is it going to damage the ship?
Most ships are in Carticus are built with this in mind, so it is unlikely. Though not impossible.
Then we should keep going.
If anything,
As you are,
this is the
lifting. Good.
Brance will just kind of like look over from the rigging. If anything, we're the safest we can be because unless it has wings, nothing can assail us through boiling water or. He just looks back over. Blood in this case?
Then
In the
lift the
goblin
anchor whenever
people,
you're ready.
Yes. For your information, Branson and the goblin people, we consider it to be the blood of Carticus.
There's a moment in the quiet, in the gurgling of the water, where, again, it just feels like this awkward still. You start to feel as though you're getting closer. That where you were supposed to be draws even nearer. You get the sense, whatever it is that you expect to see, that this is only the beginning of things being weird beyond the mists. And while it may be a bit early, as the day passes and each of you take time to yourself, I'm going to propose this. Either we move into the next dream sequence as the night passes and we move into the next day, or we can call it here. Which would you rather?
Momentum-wise, I think a dream sequence now and then hitting the ground running next session would be more conducive, but I
Okay.
am down for whatever.
I vote the same.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'm cool either way. Like I think both options are perfectly fine.
Okay. Then we shall do that. Who are we doing the same watches as last time?
What was our watch last time? Actually, didn't Clem take over the entire night?
Clem was on watch for pretty much the entire night, yeah.
That
Yeah.
is why I'm
We gotta
asking.
reestablish.
I was about to say,
We won't
like,
put Clem on the spot for the whole night.
Branson would offer his usual thing of taking first watch.
Okay.
Yeah, Ophestia will volunteer either second or third or whatever.
Clem will acquiesce as the folks are not, like, we aren't, the last time we were actively exhausted and Clem could handle a night, but this time Clem will acquiesce, but we'll offer to take midnight shift.
Mm-hmm.
The witching hour shift.
Yeah. So that's Branson, then Clem. Who is taking the last shift?
Oh, I will.
Full night sleep for Razvan.
So, this tells me who to start with. Give me a moment to shift the music.
Oh,
We're in danger.
when are we not?
Would I be doing my job otherwise?
No.
In this campaign, no.
Listen, we're not saying you don't do a fantastic job. It's just we occasionally have to reaffirm what we signed up for.
This is weird. Feeling of self-awareness right now.
Mm-hmm. I would love nothing more than for a Constitution saving throw from my entire crew. But we'll get to each of you when the time comes.
Hmm.
Does that mean you want us to roll save now or wait until we're called?
Yup,
Okay.
we're rolling
We'll
it
save
now.
We'll resolve it when it's our turn. Got it.
Yup. Ooh. This is why I wanted you to roll it now. This makes things very interesting. Very, very interesting. As Lena, your head hits the pillow. You expect to find yourself in a dreamless sleep, as many are, but tonight you find your eyes open. And to your surprise, for the first time in a very long time, your eyes see clear. As if something about this dream has offered you the gift of sight. Whether that's a blessing or a curse, later to be determined. You find yourself waking upon a bed of bushes and shrubs, deep within the forests. You hear some clamoring, the sound of a voice shouting in an echo, eaten by the sky of a direction you don't know. You jolt awake. What is the first thing you do? What is the first thing that you look for? Is a better question. As you find yourself without bandages over your eyes and seeing light through the trees.
You would probably first like reach up and like pat her face for a moment to kind of like do the confirmation like thing of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then she would immediately attempt to assess if she recognizes what kind of forest this is, or the odds of it being a recognizable specific location is probably not possible. But like what kind of forest it is, maybe it's a type she knows of, that kind of thing.
Yeah. It's odd. You pat your face. First. Sure enough. Yeah, the bandages are gone. I feel like I've never asked. Or if I did, it was a really long time ago. Do you have any scarring?
under the bandages, I would assume based on the event there might have been like
Yeah.
scarring around like the eye area.
Yeah, that's gone.
Yeah, that would like make her hands like linger on her face for a little bit.
Yeah. You listen again, looking around for some sort of outside force. You just see trees. In fact, you hear the wind. But the wind doesn't feel like the typical howl that you're used to, that eerie sort of whisper. And again, that voice that you heard calling out, echo into silence. You feel warmth. If there is any force here, though undetected, something is offering you a boon. If anything, you're not sure if that makes you feel secure or if that makes you shaken, given everything.
Yeah. It does feel very welcoming, like that warmth. There's hesitation as she looks around, seeing if there's anything noteworthy in the immediate vicinity, like maybe a trail.
Perception! Yeah,
You got it.
perception, and then we'll do survival. We'll do both.
Got it. Yeah. 12.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you want me
And
to
then give me
too?
survival. Yep, give me survival.
And
Yeah!
this forest sure is made of forest.
It sure is. Honestly, now's the time to get it out. Because here's the thing: you're searching for a path, and you're not even just searching for a path, because you get the sense of like, okay, maybe there's no path here. Maybe I should look for like animal tracks, and then it dawns on you that you don't remember the last time you physically saw animal tracks, like physically. And you just kind of sit there and you're like, okay, well, maybe I could just see what's in my local area, or see what's around here. And you spot a few things. The first thing you spot is healthy plant life. Like you see mushrooms, but they're not orange. At least these ones aren't. They look like typical like shelf shrooms. The shelf fungus that hang out on trees and on rocks, but these ones don't look like the ones that you know to be dangerous. These ones look normal. They look different. And then as you're kind of poking around the tree, looking around at this fungus, going, wow, I haven't seen fungus like this in a long time, you see a body curled up on its side, fetal position.
Good. When she starts to like, you feel like almost like a little bit of like childlike wonder at seeing this place hits. Oh, dead body, and then it just like hits her like. Cool.
I did not say dead.
Oh.
As you see with your eyes, there is breath as the chest cavity moves. Ophestial.
Yeah.
Your eyes flutter open. Sleep. Something, gosh, restful for once. You don't remember the last time you've had a genuinely good sleep. But here you are. And you're laying on your side, hugging your knees. Your staff at your side as well, up against a tree, surrounded by plants. What is the first thing that you do upon waking up?
He'll sit up, and stretch, very satisfied with his sleep, and open his eyes and look around and realize he's not on a boat anymore.
Yep. Do you look up?
I would look everywhere.
Yeah, when you look up, Lena, what color are your eyes when they're healthy?
They are kind of like a rich, almost amber hazel.
Yeah, that's what you see.
Oh, Lena?
A Festial? What are you doing here? I mean, I wonder why I'm here, but what are you doing here?
What? I don't know where here is, but you have eyes.
Yeah. There's like this odd, like, pause, like this stilted, like, response, like, she has no idea why either.
They're very pretty.
What? Yeah, thank you. She's like rubbing the back of her neck. Might have flushed a little bit.
Lena.exe has stopped working.
Are we dreaming? I'm confused.
Maybe? I remember I was really tired. That's about it.
Well, and he will sit up or stand up, brush the dirt off of his clothes, grab his staff. I suppose we're here now. Might as well take advantage.
Wherever we are, we're in a beautiful, lush forest. It's full of color and welcoming scents. I'm not sure where we are.
Not familiar to you?
No, I don't believe it is. Even the forests back at home were still a little oppressive.
Well, I wouldn't mind a little stroll around if you don't.
Certainly, if what you suggest is true, maybe some others from here.
Well, so far with these weird dreams, they've either been really awful or a little informative, so...
Yes, go see if, hopefully it's the latter.
Oopsie.
The trick question is it could be both at the same time.
And this is when I request a Festial to make me both a perception and a survival check.
Okay. Perception. And survival. 21 and 15.
So, you, having been trained, start searching around and you don't find a path. But something strikes your fancy, if you will, as you see paw prints. Fresh in the dirt.
Are they big, small?
At a 15, I'd say they're medium-sized.
Okay.
They're not quite lupine. A cousin, maybe.
Well, it looks like something is walking in this direction. You want to follow them?
Maybe a good idea. We should be careful, though.
As carrying on that perception check, the two of you begin to follow these tracks. Something catches your ear first. First, it's just you, Ephestial, but then it's both of you carrying along that 12. You hear the sound of, well, laughter. through the trees, the sounds of rustling bushes head seemingly ahead of you, yet in the direction you're heading, as if going alongside you, moving.
Hmm. It sounds like someone's out there.
Yeah, I heard it too. We should keep going.
As you continue, something weird about the ground of Festiol, something very weird, very off. The dirt goes from being the traditional muddy brown to you see little black speckles. At first you think it's a trick of the eye, maybe. But sure enough, you start to see it all over. Black spots. And as you look following the trail, you look up and you see the grass, the foliage beginning to also spackle with that black. You know this black. You know this black all too well. You spoke to this black, Festial. And Lena, this is the first time you're really getting to see it. With your eyes clear, you wonder if it's real, or if this is your mind simply playing tricks on you because you're not in the physical world, and you know it. But sure enough, you both see it. Do you continue to follow it, knowing that that's the direction that the rustling and the laughter was going?
Do you think of Festial?
I think we should.
It's a little surreal to actually behold it myself.
Yeah.
At least I get a better idea of what we're dealing with.
Well, try to commit it to memory. This is the only time you'll actually see it. It's strange. It's beyond anything I've ever come across in my life. But if this is guiding us here, perhaps we can learn something from it.
Well, let's follow then.
As you do, I would like you both to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh no.
Also, not my strong suit.
Ooh, 5 and a 6.
Yeah.
As the two of you rush further deeper into the woods, following the sounds of that cackling, you both are almost knocked prone as a vine wraps around your ankle, a Festial, and 2 around your arm, Lena, and they yank you back.
Does Lena have any, I guess, implements or weapons on them? Or did I not have anything?
You have your halberd.
I have a curious question for you, Dungeon Master.
Mm-hmm.
As Lena reaches for the halberd, what do our arms look like?
They look healthy.
As she reaches for the halberd, she stops to look at apparently her normal arms, and then tries to use the polearm, but I assume that the polearm might be a little unwieldy to use right now.
It's a little difficult. You can use it. You're not incapable. You're not incapable of using it. Making sure my words were right. But it sure is a case of. It sure is a case of. It feels different. It feels weird. You're not used to this.
she would do her best to try and cut herself free. Like hold it, like like cinching up on the actual axe side of the halberd. Looks over at Festiel and is like, "I'll see if I can get you free here shortly."
Roll me an attack roll.
Okay. A 13.
Let me double check. I want to make sure that that is correct. That is the armor class. Go ahead and roll me some damage.
Alrighty. It'd be 7 slashing.
It does not
Did she-
fully break.
No, dang. I'm not exactly in the best position to swing this right now, so it's taking a little bit.
Festial, do you wish to do anything?
I'm thinking. Okay, this might be a bad idea.
Hmm?
But
We love
I'm
those.
going. Yeah, we do. I'm gonna cast Speak with Plants on this vine
Okay.
entangling my leg right now.
Just gotta say, hey, yo, can you stop?
Like, I'm busy.
Yeah, you sure cast it.
And he'll
You-
stop struggling.
Sure.
Like, excuse me, do you have a problem with us moving any further?
Hungry.
Hungry for what?
Hungry. Requires substance. You watch as this plant shifts and moves towards you physically, and as you see the vines coming closer, the rest of them towards you, Festial, you see it's littered in black spots. And you actually see something strange. This particular plant flowers. It has purple blooms, and yet you notice for the first time it's odd, but you see the beginnings of a little mushroom cap in the center of the bloom where the stem connects to the petals.
Is it within reaching distance?
Well, it certainly has you in its grasp. So, I would say yes.
He's going to reach out, not like pluck it, but see if he can't like hold it and see what it does if he were to at least assume the position of pulling it off.
Mm-hmm. So, two things. Number one, it tries to use that as leverage to wrap its vines around your wrists. Second, you feel something black and inky on the plant, like a form of secretion almost. Elena, you too where the vine is wrapped around your arm, you look over and you start to see like blackish, almost inky residue on your arm.
Ugh. Gross. That can't be healthy.
I've never seen it at this state before either. Excuse me, Vine. I'm going to take this bloom you have, and he's going to scrape it off.
You hear a hissing sound from the plant, as if you've hurt it. But it doesn't let go. In fact, in this moment, you feel its tendrils tighten. And I'd like you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, I'm really good at those. Let's see how bad it is. That's a 6. That's not as bad as I was expecting.
Could have been a 2.
It could have been a 2.
Yeah, it's got a really good grip on you. It's actually starting to pull you closer towards it. Lena, you can physically see your friend like digging in their heels and this plant like actively pulling him towards the brush.
Oh, that's not good. Like, as soon as I get free, I should be able to help you. She's just like trying her best to like resist the plants holding her, in trying to either tear it apart or trying to use like, she's kind of like holding the like right up against like the back of the front halberd and kind of like using it as like a cleaver.
So think of it this way. You're in a grapple, right? So you can either athletics check to try to get out, or you can try to cut through it, essentially. What would you like to do?
At this point, rather than cutting, I think she's going to try to muscle her way through.
All right, roll me an athletics check.
17.
Let me... Yep, 17 wins. You're able to pull your arm out. It's gross. That, like, residue that I mentioned is, like, full-blown liquid at this point, and it just starts to drip down your arm. I'm actually going to need from you a Constitution saving throw.
Alrighty.
23. You are resilient. As you can feel the sting of the liquid on your skin, you, with your arm, like shake, like brush it off or try to the best of your ability, and you are not affected by its secondary effect.
All right. What was the first effect? Sorry.
Grappling you.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
You've broken free, but breaking free leaves behind a little bit of a goopy mess.
Ugh. She would quickly run over to Festial's side to help deal with the situation that he's going through.
To give you a bit of a visual, we're not really necessarily going to need to utilize the map, but just in case, to give you kind of a visual of what this would look like and where you're at. We're not in combat, technically speaking, but in case you need that visual of kind of where the two of you are standing and what your situation kind of looks like.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, okay. Yeah, she would break free and run over and start trying to aid Festial in trying to get away.
How would you like to do so?
If there's any particular large vines that may be like one of the driving forces of pulling a Festial.
The ankle.
All right. She would try like trying to cut it a good ways up in front of the ankle, just in case, you know, a miss a couple inches, and oh, there goes the foot. You know, want to avoid that.
Were you gonna say something, Cass?
Nope.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard you for a second. I was like, what?
Oh, you did. I was being dumb.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead. Again, your choice can either be if you want to try to help, you can assist. You can give the help action to a Festial in terms of assisting from that grapple check. Or if you would like to try to cut it, you can always try and attack.
I'll actually give Festial the help action.
I
think.
would not recommend that.
Oh, you don't recommend it? All right. Okay, let's go with option B then, and let's cut some vines.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me an attack roll. 16, yeah. 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 This
Not much. 4
does not fully break, but you certainly get a nice slash in it. And a Festial, you hear it go,
Stop it!
hungry.
Well, you're certainly making it angry. But let go of my foot, and then you won't endure another attack.
Food. Roll me a persuasion check. For funsies.
You know, the last time this actually worked, so that's 9.
9. Yeah, it just, again, you hear the rumble of food in your ear. Lena, you don't hear anything except a Festial is clearly talking to the plant again.
Dreams, they're wild.
Yeah, well, he does this normally.
He does do this normally. This is normal Festial behavior.
Life, it's wild.
You watch as, like, at this point, you see what looks like almost like a Venus flytrap sort of, like, head pop out from, like, the bush, and it starts to genuinely try to encroach on a Festial's hands, the ones that have the bloom in the hand.
Oh.
You get the sense, if you break free from the one that's around his ankle, you can probably start running.
Good idea. Yeah, if Lena's permitted to assist again, Lena will get to hacking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Ooh, that one might not. That is an 11.
11 is just below its armor class. I'm so sorry. You go to try to swing, and you watch as the vine like catches it for just a moment. Not enough to grip it, but for flavor. And
Alright.
Festial, I'm so sorry. This is incredibly disgusting, but that secretion, that black inky secretion, you start to notice it literally forming in the metaphorical mouth of this plant.
Gross. I have at least one hand free, don't I?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm going to if you will load, please. Nope. Okay. Cool. Internet's being dumb.
It's thinking about it.
It's trying.
I believe.
Is it trying? I don't know. I was going to shock and grasp.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, give him the zap.
There we go.
Yeah,
Does-
22. Yeah. And because of what shock and grasp does, go ahead and do damage.
Yeah.
But you're gonna notice something odd. Yeah, 11.
Lightning.
As you zap it from the vine, that's for flavor. I feel like this would almost just energy just go straight through. Like, oh, you're gonna grip me with your vine. Joke's on you, right? You watch as the shocking grasp not only forces it to like release you, but you watch as that lightning dances conducting across that black ichor. And you can hear it wailing in your ear. If you know,
Okay.
you're
Yeah. Gonna stumble back, trying to take in as much of the visuals of this plant as possible, commit them to memory, and then look at Lena, be like, "We should go."
Absolutely.
As the two of you continue to run, you hear that cackling once again in the trees. You start to notice, looking, that it is the trees themselves that are laughing. You begin to see places where sap should grow, ink, ichor dripping out of these orifices. As you continue to run, trying to escape, you have to get out of this. It becomes overwhelming. And eventually the two of you, almost feeling like you're going to collide, both of you put your arms in front of your face to protect it. And instead, as darkness succumbs you, the forest being just eaten by this black ichor and this mold and this fungus, the two of you wake up suddenly. But here's what's interesting. As you wake up, you remember everything. And you feel completely rested. No spell slots used. Lena, you are back to normal. You cannot see. Your arms are as they previously were. There's something else. As you wake up, you hear that in your head. And as the two of you come to a festival, it being time for your watch, we're going to pause the dream sequences here and pick up where we left off during our next session.
Oh shit, let's go.
Very well. Thank you for running
Well.
stairs.
Thank you for playing. Thank you for being here.
Mm-hmm.
Good session. Good session.
Thank you for having me at the table, everyone.
Yeah.
It was a good time. But yeah, let's start going around the horn while I find somebody for us to raid.
Nose goes.
I'll go first. Hi, I'm Kaz. You can find me at Catastrophe or Sarcastic Vision, both on Blue Sky and Instagram. I do art stuff, I do cosplay stuff. I'm doing both, kind of off and on right now. That's about it. So I'm gonna pass our skull along to Zan.
Hi, that's me. Stream schedule should be returning relatively back to normal this upcoming week. If you want to see what I'm up to, you can check out my Blue Sky at Xantless Grim. That's me. So I will pass the skull over to Skelly.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm Skelly Alpha. I can be found at Twitch and Blue Sky under the same names. Getting back into a normal stream schedule starting tomorrow. A lot of blocky survival types is on the way, including Minecraft and Vintage Story. As well, on Thursday, we have Paper Mario and the Cosmic Caper, which is a Dungeons and Dragons game with Paper Mario as its setting. As well, I forgot to mention this on the opening, but later Monday after Leah's fun Deltarune collab, we will also be doing, I believe, the Analog Horror Watch Along over at GG Mars's stream. So that'll be fun. And Wednesday is going to be the first of Work Tank streams where everybody gets together and works on project you keep putting off. If you got something you keep putting off, a piece of art that you've been wanting to draw, something you've been wanting to type out, that's what we'll get together and doing on Wednesday over on my channel. And that is me. I will pass it over to, because I mentioned them, Leah.
Hi, I'm Leah. I do things on my channel on Monday. It's a Deltarune thing right now. Got a bunch of friends with me. We're doing some voicing of it. It's been a ton of fun. My friends are showing me, walking me through it. Other than that, you can find me doing TTRPG stuff, usually on other people's channels, like here in a couple weeks. And that is me around the back, and I'm gonna... Who else hasn't gone yet? Are we just back to Vaughn? Hell yeah.
All right, well then. Hey there. You've already found me here at twitch.tv/BurnoutVaughn. You can find me on Blue Sky and YouTube at BurnoutVaughn, over on Patreon at Burnout Bar. We've got not a lot this week, but I want to say it's going to be a fun times, because Thursday we have more of Rainy Woods Run, where we are playing through Deadly Premonitions, and hopefully going to find out what we survived the art gallery for, because there was already a lot going on in there. And now we're apparently in freedom. But that can only change with time telling. But then following that, on Saturday, me, Saris, and Zako will be starting up a playthrough of Dispatch for No Love War Extra. So get ready for some interpersonal superhero stuff. But with that out of the way, I see Connor on, so I think we'll raid him. Just give me a second to type this up while we think of a raid message. Had to do this when I had one hand. Righty. Oh no. Great. Misspelled that. Doodle-doo.
So my thought process for a raid message would be the deal is sealed.
Yeah,
ooh, that sounds good.
Sealed.
Yeah, well, thanks for everybody for coming out. We will see you again sometime. Thank you. We love you. Bye-bye.
Bye, buddy.
Bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.